it's starting to feel, I don't know, I should say this, it's way too early to talk about 2028 yet. Everybody's thinking about what we're going to do next year. And to think about that we have somebody like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to be the voice of, we have two full generations now of millennials and Gen Zers, oligarchy versus democracy. And that introduced the idea of we need a whole new person, a kind of person in the White House that is going to fight for the people.
Human Molotov cocktail. That's what Michael Moore just called Trump on national television. And now Trump is absolutely fuming. We're talking red-faced, phone-throwing, all-caps tweeting mad. Moore didn't just stop there, though. He went on to list Trump's 6 bankruptcies, 2 impeachments, and 34 felony charges in what people are calling the most brutal takedown of Trump's fake success story ever aired on TV. MAGA world is in complete meltdown mode.
Well, it's not a proud day for this country. How could it be a proud day when a man who was not elected by the people becomes president of the United States? How does that happen? The fact that twice in 16 years that the candidate who lost gets to walk into that house down the street, this has to change. I will not tolerate this happening one more time in my lifetime.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder how Trump keeps his winner image despite being a walking disaster in a suit? Michael Moore just took a sledgehammer to Trump's carefully constructed facade, and wow, did the Orange Man baby not like it? When Moore appeared on TV, he didn't just criticize Trump, he performed a public autopsy on Trump's entire successful businessman myth. It was like watching someone slowly deflate a balloon animal shaped like Trump's ego. Beautiful stuff, folks.
And on November 8th, Election Day, although they've lost their jobs, although they've been foreclosed on by the bank, next came the divorce, and now the wife and kids are gone, the car's been repoed, they might be penniless, they might be homeless, they might be over and up, it doesn't matter. Because it's equalized on that day. They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump.
While Trump's always bragging about being some kind of billionaire business genius, Moore straight up listed his 6 bankruptcies for everyone to see. 6. Most people can't even go bankrupt once, but our former president managed to do it 6 times. That's what they call failing upward, I guess. But wait, it gets better. Moore reminded everyone about the total disaster that was Trump University. Remember that scam? Trump couldn't even run a fake university without getting sued into oblivion. And let's not forget about Trump steaks. The man couldn't sell meat to Americans.
Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1. Who won that game? I'm just asking you, factually, who won that game?
In that case, Tottenham.
Tottenham won.
What are you going to do about it?
This makes no sense.
What are you going to do about it, Michael?
Well, what I and millions of others are doing, we are going to be active every single day. It's like, I don't know, how do you explain this to your viewers in the UK? You know, when whoever has the most points wins, right?
That's like failing to sell sunburn to beachgoers. Moore went straight for Trump's most tender spot, his fragile little ego, calling Trump's business empire the financial equivalent of a reality show on national television was just chef's kiss perfect. You know Trump was watching that with his tiny hands clenched into even tinier fists. The best part is, Moore didn't just stop at Trump's business flops. He reminded everyone that Donnie 2 impeachments lost the popular vote twice. No other president has achieved that special combo of failures. It's like Trump collects L's the way normal people collect stamps. Moore compared Trump to those Brexit campaigners who got exactly what they asked for.
People that by the millions stayed home on November 5th, and that cost us the election. There's more of us than there are of them. And yet, millions stayed home. That's on the Democrats, and that has to change. You look at every poll on the issues, the majority of Americans agree with Bernie and me and AOC. We need people running for office as independents like Bernie does. He does just fine. Now, maybe in your state or your city, that's not the best thing to do.
And immediately regretted it. They wanted to send a message, only to find out that if you vote to leave Europe, you actually have to leave Europe, and now they regret it. Ouch. That one's got a sting for the guy who never expected to actually win in 2016. The most brutal takedown, Moore called Trump a performance artist who knows how to manipulate a dumbed-down population whose schools have been weakened and whose media is just insipid. Basically saying Trump isn't even a good con man. He's just found the easiest marks possible. Trump's whole political strategy depends on people seeing him as a winner, but Moore exposed him as a serial loser who couldn't even keep a casino profitable. A casino, the one business where the house literally always wins. It's like owning a water store in the desert and still going bankrupt. That's like failing a test when you've been given all the answers beforehand. Trump is like the guy who would lose money running a printing press that makes money. It takes a special kind of incompetence to achieve that level of failure. Moore connected Trump's anti-immigrant stance.
Yes, on November 8th, you, Joe Blow, Steve Blow, Bob Blow, Billy Bob Blow, all the blows get to go and blow up the whole goddamn system, only to find out that if you vote to leave Europe, you actually have to leave Europe. And now they regret it. They want another election. It ain't gonna happen because you use the ballot as an anger management tool.
To America's immigrant history by saying, "We are immigrants. We are all the children and grandchildren of immigrants, and we love our grandparents who got us to this great country." It was a powerful reminder that Trump's own grandfather was an immigrant, making his xenophobic rhetoric even more ridiculous. You can almost picture Trump watching this, his face getting redder and redder until it matches his tie. His hair probably started moving on its own, like an angry cat getting ready to pounce. There's nothing that infuriates Trump more than someone pointing out his failures, especially when they're all 100% true. Moore's takedown didn't just land, it hit Trump where it hurts most. Unlike critics who tackle policies or decisions, Moore went straight for Trump's glass jaw, his fragile ego, and boy, did it work. Trump can handle being called dangerous or even corrupt, but being laughed at, that's his kryptonite. When people started chuckling at Moore's brutal assessment instead of cowering in fear, Trump's whole tough guy act crumbled faster than a sandcastle at high tide. His entire political persona depends on being seen as powerful and intimidating. Take that away, and what's left? Just an old man having a meltdown because people aren't taking him seriously anymore. The genius of Moore's approach was turning Trump from the bully into the bullied, from the joke teller into the punchline. No wonder Trump was left raging. When you've spent decades building an image as a winner, being exposed as a thin-skinned loser on national TV has got a sting.